Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hi, my name is Karine and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about how I managed to pay off about $16,000 of debt in under a year. I am a recent graduate from the University of Toronto and I graduated with a lot of student debt, including credit card debt. Just to give you some background first on why I accumulated the debt in the first place. When you get student loans, it's primarily for your tuition. You don't get much for living expenses, though you do get extra, but it's not enough unless you can manage to live like you don't exist. And then it'll be enough. But yeah, no, it's not enough in any way, and so I was working part-time plus doing Uber Eats deliveries in order to make some extra money, and even then it was not enough. I would say that in combination with some poor money management, I put myself in a position where I racked up about $17.5K of debt on credit cards. I know, not fun. But now I am so proud of myself because I have paid off a lot of it. Like about 16K is a lot of it. It's almost done. I am here to share with you how I managed to do that because I know I'm not the only one who has credit card debt. There are many Canadians and Americans with a lot of credit card debt. And credit card debt is very difficult because it is such a high interest rate. I'm not sure how it is in the United States. From what I was reading, I think yours is lower than ours. My credit card debts, the interest rate is $19.99, and for a while I think it was even like 24 until I hunted them down and told them to lower my interest rates. But yeah, it's very high. I just want you to know that I feel you. I know how difficult it is, and I just want you to know that you are not alone. You're not alone. There are many others, including myself, and if I can do it, you can do it. And just so that you guys know, I do work, but I only work part-time, and I work retail, which means two things. I don't work a lot, and I don't make a lot of money either. Now technically I do work 5 days a week, but like my combined hours is not full-time, so I don't work a lot in that sense, and I don't make a lot either. To be able to pay off that much debt on a small income, you can do it. Obviously, if you make more money, it'll be easier. I've put together 5 things that I believe has transformed my debt ratio. We're gonna start with number 1, which is money management. You need to be able to manage your money. Managing your money is basically being able to tell your money where it's gonna go. You need to give it jobs, like titles, some for food, some for money, some for gas, etc., etc. And then number 2 is budgeting. Budgeting and money management, they go together. You cannot manage without budgeting. So if you spend, let's say, $200 on transportation, then that's $200 of your total amount of money's job. Does that make sense? So for me, personally, I'll give you guys some examples. You have $240 for gas, $30 for my transportation. So you have to write it all down. Get a piece of paper. If you are a paper and pen person, if you're not, open a note and type it all out. What are your fixed bills? What is the bill that does not change month to month? Just write it all down. Just your expenses. Write down your income, how much you make, and then we're gonna subtract your income from your expenses, and you want that number to be above 0 or at 0 at the very least. Personally, I'm not comfortable with it reaching 0. For me, that's like riding the edge too close, but ideally you want it at 0 or higher. If you are in the negative, so if the number is a minus, that means that you are spending more than you make, and we need to figure out why. That's for you to look over where you're spending your money and identifying your expenses. And I can go over this more in depth in a different video, but for now, I think that's enough on budgeting. So we've spoken about money management, budgeting, and now we're gonna talk about Selling things that you don't need. Go through a declutter. Organize your decluttered items into 3 categories. One would be donations, one would be trash, and one would be for selling. Try to donate as much as you can. Try to minimize your trash pile to as much as you can as well. And of course, we want to maximize the sell pile. Not everything is sellable. Don't go too crazy. Don't think that you have to sell everything you own. No, just sell the things that you're not using on a regular basis. See what you can sell and what you don't. If you can't sell something, it's fine. Don't stress about it. But $40 here, $50 there really add up, and then you can pay that off towards your debt. Any extra money helps, okay? Because you're saving money on interest, and it's just like a little snowball. Little snowball, bigger snowball, bigger snowball. It's like literally a snowball effect. So sell some things. And then we're at number 4. So number 4 is self-control. Now that we have a budget, we are actively managing our money. We have sold some things that we don't need, and we've paid it onto our debt. I would encourage you now to pay attention to your self-control. You need to follow the budget that you have set. Otherwise, there's no point to the budget. Don't be so hard on yourself, especially in the beginning. Identify your weakness. When you write everything down, you're gonna see one spot where you're spending a lot of money. And that's why I really recommend you write everything down or put everything down just in front of you, because it's a wake-up call for you. It's like, hello, this is where all my money's going. Whereas when you're just like tapping away your life with your card, you don't really know, So self-control. For me, it's eating out. It's very, very hard and very tempting for me to eat out multiple times a week, but that's just way too much money. Forgive yourself once in a while when you slip up, but also give yourself some tough love when you think you need it. Last but not least is number 5, and that is increase your income. I put this last because it is not always possible, and it is definitely not the easiest to achieve. This is something that you really, really have to work towards. But increasing your income is one of the best ways to pay off your debt, because the more money you make, the more you can pay towards your debt, and then the faster that it'll get paid off. However, it is the hardest to achieve. One way that you can increase your income is, let's say, do Uber Eats deliveries. I made some decent money doing Uber Eats deliveries, and now that I don't need that money to survive, if I were to do Uber Eats deliveries, all of that money is just extra, and I can put it all on my debt. It'll really, really expedite things. Let's just give you an example. If I did Uber Eats deliveries and I made $100 a week, that's $400 a month that I can pay extra on my debt. If you don't have a car, just so you know, you can do Uber Eats deliveries on a bike. This is just one way of many. Another way is you can either get another job or get yourself a promotion. Now, those are not some of the easiest ways, but they are valid ways. You can decide which method is the most accessible, or even any other method that I didn't mention, but explore increasing your income, because when we talk about trying to pay off debt, a lot of people talk about cutting expenses, but we forget that the other side of the predicament is increasing our income. So increase your income if you can. I'm going to recommend 2 books and an app that I believe will help you in your paying off debt journey. That's what we're going to move on to right now. So 2 books I recommend. One is Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsay, and that book really teaches you a lot about managing your money and how to pay off your debt, etc. And then the second book is I Will Teach You How to Be Rich by, I literally just looked his name. I think his name is Ramit. One second. Yeah, his name is Ramit Sethi. That's his name. But it is a great book, and in this book he does discuss the upside of increasing your income to help pay off your debt and achieve financial freedom. So those are the 2 books I recommend, and then the one app that's really, really helped me with keeping track of my spending to make sure that I'm actually following my budgets. Because as you'll see, if you do read the Total Money Makeover, you will see that Dave Ramsay really talks about the envelope cash system, which for me, not my thing. If you like cash, you can do it, but not for me. I use this app It's a money management app. It's called Emma that tracks my spending. So if I spend something at the grocery store, it'll categorize it into groceries. And I really, really like this app because now I can track my spending, make sure that I'm actually hitting my budgets. And if I'm spending over, I can see where I'm spending over. So I really like Emma. I've tried a lot of apps and I recommend this one the most because you can exclude transactions and you can change the transactions category. You can add a savings account and an investments account if you really want to as well. That's why I really recommend Emma. All the other apps that I've tried doing don't do that, which is frustrating. So Emma, I highly recommend. It's not my aesthetic in terms of like the interface, but I will forego that for the convenience. These are all of my tips and recommendations that you try. I'm not gonna say you do because everybody is different and what works for me might not work for you, but also might. So try it and let me know if you want another video on like more in depth on things like how I manage my money and how I budget things. Let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it and leave a comment below. Share with other people your ways and your tips that have helped you pay off debt faster. Yeah, just share because sharing is caring. That's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.